Hello, it's The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw here. It's 2025, Happy New Year, and welcome back to this review channel, folding the paper napkin of common sense into the exquisite origami bird of criticism. And I've had a comment on my recent Wallace and Gromit video from William Goss, 4691, who says, not exactly incisive, more about a certain book than a certain stop-go animation you might have watched. No sub. No sub? If I understand him correctly, William appears to be indicating his reluctance, or even, I can hardly bear to say it, his refusal to subscribe. Where's the love, William? Where did the love go? Where's the sugar? I'm not tasting the sugar. Amel Ross's transcendentally moving and frightening film Nickel Boys, adapted from the 2019 novel by Colson Whitehead, runs at least initially on a kind of cognitive dissonance. Its ecstatic first-person images of childhood experience might point to happy memories or possibly free-floating sensory epiphanies for which happiness or unhappiness is not immediately relevant. But these memories, presented as such by enigmatic flash-forward scenes, have tragedy encoded within them. Elwood, played by Ethan Harris, is an African-American teenage boy in Tallahassee, Florida in the Jim Crow 60s, being brought up by his grandma, a wonderful performance from ingenue Ellis Taylor, and registering news about Martin Luther King and the Apollo space missions on TV. A bright kid in class, Elwood is encouraged to go to community college and get involved in anti-racist activism by his inspirational English teacher. But innocently hitching a lift to that school one afternoon in a stolen car lands Elwood in a reform school, the Nickel Academy, based on a notorious real-life institution, a miscarriage of justice to which the film proceeds with a kind of elliptical dream logic.
Hello. Where'd you come from? My mother's watch.
A deck of marked cards. My big toenail.
That's all you got?
Really got nothing left to lose.
You don't remember?
Remember what?
You really don't remember.
Who's about to fall? You about to fall, yeah? Turner! Turner! This isn't the fight!
The flashy emerald turquoise Impala in which Elwood is riding in the front passenger seat is pulled over by the cops, and then, not via arrest or courtroom scenes, but a quotation from Stanley Kramer's The Defiant Ones, with Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis chained up in the back of a police van, Elwood arrives at the Nickel School with some white kids. It's a place of racism, abuse, violence, and murder, where white boys are allowed to play football, but black boys are forced to compete in rigged boxing matches, and where unruly prisoners are beaten to death, then secretly buried and officially written off as runaways. It is here that Elwood meets Turner, played by Brandon Wilson. He is to be his best friend and confidant. Nickel Boys is shot entirely from a person's single point of view, Elwood's point of view at first, an approach which produces a dreamy or anxious subjectivity almost as a byproduct. We at first glimpse Elwood's face only indistinctly in his grandma's steam iron, then the TV store window, and then in photo booth pictures with his girlfriend, which is either a cheat or the film's Lacanian mirror stage. You might compare it to first-person movies like Robert Montgomery's 1947 noir The Lady in the Lake, or perhaps the opening sequence of Ruben Mamoulian's 1931 version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But after a while, of course, the paradox of identifying with what Elwood sees and experiences is that being deprived of his own face means that we in fact know less rather than more than usual about him, a movie problem, not a literary problem, and we need a third-person perspective. And this issue is solved by switching, periodically, to Turner's point of view, sometimes replaying the same scene with overlaps, sometimes, on the other hand, with shot-reverse-shot dialogue scenes with Elwood, a technique pioneered, in fact, by the British Channel 4 TV comedy Peep Show. This approach brings the boys together structurally as nothing else could. The first time it happens, it almost feels as if Elwood and Turner are saying and doing the same things in parallel universes. It makes them almost interchangeable, And this furthermore makes a greater kind of sense of their final destiny together, which is withheld from us until the very end. The scenes in The Nickel are so immersive and vivid that it's the moments from the hero's later adult life that feel more unreal. He's running a moving firm in New York City and brooding over online reports of unmarked graves found at The Nickel. And the awful irony is that Elwood sees how in The Nickel's cruelty, bigotry and injustice, it's candid about political reality that the outside world isn't. In here, he says, nobody has to act fake anymore. There are outstanding performances here from Ellis Taylor, Haris and Wilson, and Jomo Frey's cinematography and Nora Mendes' production design are exceptional too. This is a survivor's coming of age. Tough, disillusioned, brilliant. And that's it. Please give this vlog a like and a share on your socials. Please subscribe and leave a comment saying what you're looking forward to at the movies in 2025. And please, please, oh please, buy my book, The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories. Details given below. See you next time.